Welcome to day 10 of the Universal Home Routine. You've made it all the way to day 10. Thank you for staying with me and for staying inspired. Today we're going to do an easy one, the bicep curl, review the anatomy of the bicep, and a wrap up with general recommendations. Okay, so let's go to the skeleton so we can take a look at the bicep. Okay, the bicep bends the elbow. That's what we use when we hold babies and groceries and various books or briefcases, things like that. The bicep's origin occurs at the coracoid process and the supraglenoid tubercle, which is basically a protrusion off of the front of the scapula. So there's two heads of the bicep. That's why it's called bicep. And one of the heads comes down here and inserts on the radius, on the tubercle on the radius, and the other head blends into the bicipital aponeurosis, which is sort of like a tendinous fascia type structure, and inserts here on the ulnar, and it is responsible for bending the elbow, as we said earlier. Now, very often when the rotator cuff is weak or doesn't do its job, the bicep becomes the overachiever and overworks. We'll have to do another series on keeping your rotator cuff strong. But nevertheless, we should work the bicep, and we should do it in good and proper form. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to use a band, but you could use weights. You could use cans of soup if you're wanting to go light. Okay, so I have the band underneath my foot, and I'm holding with my hands. And I want you to make sure you sort of set your scapula so your shoulder blades are back and not forward like this. Okay, very important. And I want you to pull up like that. Okay, and again, as you pull, keep those shoulders stabilized and squared off and pointing backwards. Okay, and that's a bicep curl. Woohoo! We're done. 12 exercises, 10 days. We had a few bonus days. So just in general, when you're working out, it's good to do 2 sets to stay between 8 and 15 repetitions. Your last 3 repetitions should be difficult to complete. 2 to 3 days a week is a good amount of frequency to do the routine. Generally, it takes about 6 weeks of consistently working muscles 2 to 3 days a week in order for the muscle fibers to thicken. You'll start to feel results before then just from an improved neuromuscular connection, probably in a couple weeks. On the holding exercises, I would recommend the isometric holding, like the plank. I would recommend starting with 10 seconds and working up to 2 minutes if possible. Again, form is paramount with everything you do. Please keep everything aligned, keep the pelvis and the rib cage connected, keep the shoulders on the back of the rib cage, keep your neck in a neutral position. If anything causes discomfort, stop the exercise. You should seek medical clearance before starting an exercise routine, just to make sure that you're healthy enough to begin an exercise routine. Generally, again, this was meant to substitute for a universal machine at the gym. Generally, I'm a fan of more functional exercises, but those typically require much more supervision and sometimes soft tissue work in order to align things properly to achieve the form. So I hope this has served as an inspiration to keep you moving at home and shown you some options for a routine that may help you. The challenges, we have a lot of challenges ahead in New York City and throughout the country. Please stay strong, keep moving, and stay inspired. We're going to focus on the things that we can control right now and release the rest. Thanks again for staying with me till day 10.